Okay, welcome to the first Cultural Diversity podcast. Today is Sunday, uh, April the, what is it, 26th, 2020. So, still this virus thing is going on, coronavirus, people dying like crazy. But obviously it gives me some time to work on my podcast. I've been planning this for some time, and I finally got the opportunity to put this together. And I'm going to rant about the importance of cultural diversity, and I'm pretty excited about this. I've got a real passion about culture diversity and the impact it can have on society. And I really feel that this cultural diversity, if it's implemented, it can, eviscerate the racism that occurs throughout not only this country, United States, but throughout the world. I mean, so because they need to diversify the various cultures, you know. So let's kind of get right into it. I honestly feel that people are just people. It doesn't matter what part of the world you live in. I mean, what country it is. You care for your family, and you you look for security for your family. You want to take care of your family. You want your family to do well. And I think that's the bottom line with most families, despite the culture. And deep down, I believe people like to be around people. I mean, obviously, this time, during this virus thing, you can't be around people and social distancing, and I get it. I mean, I've been sequestered in this house for probably 2 months now, but that virus is killing people, so. But I honestly believe that if you start diversifying different cultures, it's going to break down barriers. It's going to, you know, eradicate these prejudices out here and misconceptions that people have about different nationalities. And that's what we need. We need to get people to reach out to embrace other nationalities. And personally speaking, I love people. I love being around people. I like meeting people. I like learning about people, likes and dislikes, things that they enjoy, and so on. I'm a people person, so although I can be shy at times, but I still like being around people, But these misconceptions and the perceptions that people have is that they need some type of vicissitude when it comes to that, and I honestly believe that can happen through cultural diversity. Because if you don't know other people or know about them or how they live or the things that they stand for, then you're going to believe what you see or what you hear, which is totally contrary to how people truly are once you get to know them. When you think about cultural diversity, others, people might have different definitions of, but the Oxford Dictionary says it's the existence of ethnic groups within a society, and that's true. You have groups of people in society. For example, I live here in Michigan. Actually, I live in Farmington Hills, and they got a city probably 20, 30 minutes from here, maybe more like 30 minutes. It's just outside of Detroit. Actually, it borders Detroit, called Hamtramck. Now, Hamtramck is a city, basically it's a melting pot. You got, all types of different nationalities, different cultures. There are Polish people, people from the Middle East, Bengali, Yemen, blacks, whites. I mean, it's just so. I mean, if you ever walk through that place, I mean, you're gonna see all types of people that they stay, but the way they dress, where they carry themselves, and so on. But when you think about people, and you walk through that society, which I have an issue with, is that you got all these groups of people, but they're separate. You know, you got your Yemens over here, you got your Egyptians over here, people from Bengali over here, you know, blacks over here, you know, and it's like, come on. Why is it that you can't get groups of people to get to know one another? And that's the problem. Because, you know, obviously people are you know, they don't like friction. You know, they're gonna go to, you know, always revert back to you know, what they're comfortable with, which is the folks that they know, the people that they grew up, their family. They're not willing to branch out to learn about others, and I get that. I mean, you know, it's hard to do that. You know, and that's what this podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about finding ways to intermingle with different cultures. See, and that's the key. You know, everybody has every culture has a certain way that they're brought up. I mean, every you know, I mean, they have certain morals, and they're pretty consistent. I mean, you know, most cultures, you know, it's wrong to steal, it's wrong to murder, so on and so forth. You know, but you know, they may bring it out in certain ways. You know, and then they have certain diets, certain, you know, delicacies that they prepare. You know, and each one has their own. You know, and dress, the attire they wear. You know, different people might, you know, I mean, hair covering, they require hair covering. A lot of it's religion, hair covering, or, you know, cover the skin. You know, just certain attire. You see them when they, you know, walk. Oh, wow, I see, can't even hardly see the face. You know, but that's a part of their culture. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, if you gotta wear a hair covering, hey, so be it. Like to know what it means. Is it something that's you know, that it has meaning behind it? You know, I mean, I've talked to people from India. A gentleman one of my colleagues, and he told me why he wears that hair. I can't remember why, but I remember I asked him that question. You know, so there are differences in people, but I think what we need to do is embrace those differences. You know, and once you do that, it breaks down these misconceptions, right? You know, now I'm not going to make this about, you know, religion, because, you know, everybody, so many religions, right? I mean, you know, people, you know, they have their document that they go, instruction manual, you know, the Bible, Quran, Torah, you know, so, you know, what they go by, right? And I understand that, you know, and this is not going to be about religion, because or sex, male, female, you know, I get it. You know, it's all kind of stuff. I mean, anybody who was against my religion, okay, we're not going to get into that. Because I honestly believe your nationality transcends, you know, regardless of what religion you are, or regardless what sex you are, right? So, you know, that's a whole nother subject. But, you know, because you're going to be who you are, right? You know, if you're from a Korean, then you're going to be a Korean despite what religion you are, right? Or you're going to be, if you're a male, you're going to be a male or a female despite, you know, what you want to be called or what you think you may be. You're going to still be, your culture, your nationality is who you are. So we don't even care about that. We don't even care that you know, you may say you're gay, or you may, well, I'm Catholic, or I'm Jewish, or I'm Muslim, or Islam, whatever, or Buddhist, or whatever, Protestant. The list goes on. Don't care. And I do know, I get it. A lot of you know, the culture, you know, it's literally tied in with a lot of times with religion. But you're still gonna be, you know, the nationality you are, or that group of people, or that culture, if you will, who you are. So we're not gonna really get into that. But the goal of what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to say, okay, what we need to do, I think people need to do, is try to get out of that mold, if you will. Get out of that culture that you was raised in. Now, I'm not saying that you give it up. No, that's contrary to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, try to get out of it and learn about others, right? You got to learn about other people and get to understand that, hey, they may have differences, but the similarities generally outweigh all the differences. Because we all so similar in most ways, and we need to learn what those are by getting to know people that don't look like you, right? Or me, right? And then I know it's going to be difficult because it's hard to to overcome these nesciences of different people, because if you don't know, it's almost like a fear. You don't. It's a fear because only thing you really know, like for example, it's like how many people have friends. I mean, if you're from, I don't know. I mean, if you're a white dude from Manhattan, I don't know, whatever, and you born with a silver spoon in your mouth, you probably ain't got no black friends. You probably don't have any Middle Eastern friends. You probably so only thing you know of is what you see on social media, what you see on the TV, what you see on movies, programs. That's the only thing, and you build those in, right? That's all you. That's your viewpoint of somebody, from the Middle East. You thinking, well, you tying that in with terrorism, or some program you seen on TV. If you're from a Chinese American, then you all you see is some you go to the movie, you see some old Superfly movie, you think, oh man, all blacks are violent and on drugs, right? Because you don't know nothing, and your fear of what you see prevents you from getting to know somebody. You see, so if you walk down the street and you see a black person or anybody, then the first thing you see is what you remember. So your fear prevents you from even trying to get to know that person, right? And this goes on down the list. Koreans, Hispanics. I know I'm leaving a lot of people out, but you get the point, right? You get the point what I'm trying to make here. So what we're going to try to do is look for opportunities. Look for opportunities to try to get to know folks that don't look like you. And I guarantee you, now it's going to be challenges, but I guarantee you that it's going to be so many positives that comes out of this that it's going to blow your mind. I mean, it really is, because it's gonna open your dictionary of life, if you will, to things you never knew before. You see, and that's what it's all about. Because now you're getting to learn about other folks. Okay, your viewpoint and perspective is going to change. Because you're going to understand, man. I mean, I've been taught this by my great grandparent and my parents. And it was all a lie. It was a lie. You thinking that this is true and it's not true. And the thing, this is the thing. It's been people have been believing this for centuries. You see, you got the media that they have these underlying motives behind them, and then you read it, and till we got social media. Listen, they would write the papers. The publishers would write the papers, and they literally would put things in there that were lies, and people believe it's garbage. You know, like I tell my kids, if it's on TV, don't even believe it. Unless you was there, you don't know what happened. But then they'll condemn the person in the news. You see, and sure enough, you know, when things come out, the truth, you won't even hear about it. You know, so you can't believe that. But that's what people do. You know, that's what people do. So, you know, you have to really want to embrace these, because these barriers are going to break down different things that you've been taught. I mean, think about it now. For example, let's say, you know, you are, you know, a white dude, and you don't have, you know, no black friends, right? None, right? Then you finally make one. So, you know, now you around your people, whatever, y'all having a party, whatever, and getting your groove on and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden the conversation come up about black people. Now everybody in there, they don't even have no black friends. All they got white friends and this and this. And I'm not singling out white people, because listen, I'm not, but I know we can go on about atrocities and things like that. But I know everybody's not alike, so you can't stereotype and group everybody into a boat together. But then you get to learn about, you got this friend, and they saying these negative things about they done condemn the whole nationality, the whole group. And then you all of a sudden, because you know you comfortable now, you don't have you probably, if you like me, you probably like, well, you always looking for the underdog anyway. So you think, wait a minute, hold on. The things you saying is my buddy is nothing like that, right? I said, I don't know where you got your information from, and then you ask, I tell you, you can ask everybody in the room. They don't know. Well, I heard you don't even know nobody, but you believe it. So you make them pause. Says, you know what? I don't know what you're talking about, my buddy. As a matter of fact, I like him better than I like all y'all, because because he is the complete opposite, not only of what you think, but he better than half of y'all in the room. Because all of you, I get tired of you anyway. You see, so you make the point. But this is the thing. This is the impact, right? Here's the impact. If there's one person in that room to listen to you, right, to respect you, right? They respect you, and they listen to you. They're going to take that thought. The seed has been put in the person, right? The seed has been put there. So the next time they go out and they meet somebody, or even talk to somebody, or even see a person, a black person, or it could be a Middle Eastern person, it could be a Korean, it could be a Hispanic, it could be a Cuban, it could be, I'm just saying, that misconception has been eviscerated, right? So they don't really see that, what they've been believing, all because of your bringing up that those misconceptions that everybody in that room had were wrong. You see, so there's a lot can come out of that. Now, obviously, you know, it's going to be negatives. You're going to be faced with negatives, because, let me tell you something. Some people you don't know, it's just no way you're going to change them. Hardcore, they are who they are, and if that's what they were taught, that's what they're going to believe. But that's okay. And obviously, those are the ones that you know, if you outside of the that culture, that race, or that nationality, you're not going to have an impact on it. But you, although they feel that way, you being a part of that race, it's going to make change. It's going to make change. Despite how deep-seated their prejudices and biases are, it's going to make change. You see, so it's a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect, you know. So, but you got to fight through that, because sometimes, you know, even when you try to, I don't know, make friends with people outside of your culture, you might run into some challenges here and there, but that's okay, because a friendship is something that transcends that. If they really care about you, you're gonna see the differences, and you're gonna, like, for example, if some people just feel, hey, I think people should be separate but equal. Okay, that's fine. But as you get along, you're like, well, you know what? We ain't separate, and we still friends. Right? So they may say it, but in fact, they deep down they don't believe that. So those canards, like one group is better than the other one, and superiority and hatred and ignorance, all that stuff. Yeah, it'll just melt. It'll melt. It'll eventually just go away. So but the society impact is amazing. I mean, it what happens, it'll proliferate. I mean, disseminate, and it'll just spread. And now here's another thing. I want to bring up this point too. So as you get to know people, for example, it's a lot of other positives too, because when you think about let's say if you're an educator, like you're educated, right? Now, because it'll improve your relationships with your workplace. It'll improve your relationship with people that maybe are your subordinates, right? If you're an educator, just think about it. You're an educator, and let's say you have intelligent person, and you have students in your class. I mean, college professor, whatever, and you got students in your class. Now you got, I don't know, 5 different nationalities in your class. And you mean to tell me, okay, now let me get this right. You want to educate these people, but you don't even have one friend that don't look like you. Come on. I mean, that baffles me, because if I'm an educator, I want to broaden my horizon. I want to become a better person, better educated. And trust me on this one. Trust me on this. Education is not what you learn in the books. Okay? It's not what some things, they can't write about this stuff. Right? So you can't pick up a book and say, well, let me read on Hispanics so I can empathize with them better. You don't even know nobody. Okay, I get it. You get a little information from it by reading some book on what the Armenians went through, and what the Jews went through, and slavery with blacks, and these wars and what have you. But you don't even know anybody. You see, that doesn't look like you. But when you get to know somebody, you start with one person. Just think of the empathy that you can have. Let's say if you have a person who works for you, and you have to make decisions. Now you got to make decisions, and these people gonna look at you like, who the heck is this white boy gonna tell me to do something? Oh, he understand where I'm coming. You may be born with a silver spoon in your mouth, but then you got people there. All they know is they were raised in a war-torn country. They were raised in a violent neighborhood. They were raised in a family of pedophiles, or women that's been literally raised with women that have no rights whatsoever. You see, because the fact that you haven't never even got to know anybody and discuss these different things, how can you relate to somebody and make serious decisions for them? And you call yourself an educator. You see, so I believe that any educator should embrace cultural diversity. And I've been on meetings too with cultural diversity, and it's the same people show up every time. They'll show up in the meetings and they'll say, "Oh, I believe in free rights and everybody equal and what have you," and they go right back to their same old little groups. You see, so they're not really making an impact. Listen, if we all believe the same thing, we go to the same meeting, it ain't doing nobody no good. Because we all there for the same reason. But how are you making an impact with the people that look like you? You see, how are you educating them? You know, like for example, you bring somebody over your house for dinner, and Tom, Dick, Harry, and Sue, who's a racist so and so, are there too. I mean, I'm just saying, so it's ways to do that, but it will, it'll bring confidence. You get more confidence out of it when you having dialogue with people that don't look like you, and when you make decisions, now you're making decisions based on a diverse population. So your decision is a better decision, and it'll impact your decisions better with the people that you're dealing with. You see, and then heck, God knows, maybe you can have a conversation with somebody that doesn't look like you. A decent conversation. Not scared to offend them or backing off because all you think about is what you see on TV. Right? So it's a lot. It's a lot to come out of this. I could talk probably another hour, but this is just the first podcast. My next podcast, when I'm on discussions, I'm going to discuss some of the challenges. You're going to come with this, and then we're going to discuss how to, make friendships. And and how we can really help you to be a better person. And then we're going to get back into a little bit more of the ignorances out there. So anyway, that's the this is the first podcast, and I'm about to put this on YouTube, so I want you to kind of follow me. The information be on there. But hope you enjoyed it.